Hi, I'm Craig Wilson. There always seems to be a lot of crystal ball gazing in real estate, right? About the future. Are houses going to sell quicker? Are there going to be more sales, less sales? Are the prices going to go up? Are they going to go down? Are interest rates going to change? And there's a lot of predictions about this, and who's right? Well, to unlock a little bit of the insight into how we go about doing this is Director of Telos Group Real Estate, Caleb Patterson. Welcome in, Caleb. It really is crystal ball gazing, isn't it, to the average person? But there's a lot of science to it as well. So how do you go about thinking about what the future is going to do?
Yeah, I mean, look, with COVID and everything, it's kind of thrown a lot of the crystal ball gazing out the water, as we should say. When COVID first hit, there was a prediction that the market was going to drop by 10, 15%, and it went up by 30. Right. Look, there's a lot more understanding of what's happening with the greater economy at the moment. You've got some banks saying that there's going to be a 20%, 30% drop. You've got chief economists saying there's going to be a 15% drop in the housing market. So yeah, there's lots of different opinions. And look, everyone's opinion's right at some point, whether it's now or in 10 years' time. Yeah. But for us, what we tend to look at is, yes, the market's got these different factors at play, but we really like to focus on the client's telos or their goals and just figure out, is their goal achievable in the way that the current market's looking? Can they make their next step work? And we work through that whole process with them. Because
people are often selling their house because of their circumstances, whether they're changing job or downsizing or upsizing because their family's getting bigger. So people are often forced, if you like, into doing the sale. So they're not in charge of that. Yeah. So they just have to go with whatever it is at the time, don't they?
Correct. And normally in a buoyant market, people tend to sell for two reasons, lifestyle or financial reasons. Right. Traditionally, what we tend to notice in a softening or a leveling out market, we see that lifestyle sale tends to not happen as much, and it's more of a financial decision as to why they're deciding to move. So all it comes down to is understanding what's happening in the current market, and that's where obviously agents have a really good finger on the pulse. A lot of the commentary that we tend to see to come out in the media with these economists and these banks is it's historical data. Real Estate Institute in New Zealand, they always talk about the previous month's statistics. So we're on the ground, we're actually already seeing there has been a bit of an adjustment there, and we're probably seeing that the market's generally had that adjustment already, and what we're seeing across our marketplaces.
I'm going to ask you to do a bit of crystal ball gazing here. So somebody sells their house because they're changing jobs or changing locations, whatever it is. Then they're looking for that next place to buy. So what would be the important factors for them to consider when they're looking for that place? Is it the long-term investment, or is it what they need right now?
Yeah, look, I think Kiwis as a society, we like to have the concept when we're buying a home that we have to look at the long term. Can it be subdivided? What is the growth rate going to be over the next 10 years? Yeah. Whereas I think what we need to start to consider as well is actually, what are my needs right now for this property, and does the one that I'm looking at service those needs? The only advice that I tend to give clients around this is, can you afford the house right now? Can you afford the house if the interest rate goes up 2 or 3%? And you need to start looking at 5 to 7 year plans rather than I need to buy it now, and if the interest rate goes up by 2%, we can't hold that asset anymore. So it's starting to have that kind of 5-year plus game plan when you're looking at buying, if you're looking for a family home rather than an investment.
Well, there's quite a lot to it, isn't there? So I guess if you're happy to talk people through a lot more of this, so if they'd like to contact you, what do we have to do?
Yep, just literally give one of our Telos Tribe members a call to touch base, and we're more than happy to sit down and talk about the current market. Yep. The interesting thing at the moment to consider as well is what's happening on the market rather than what's recently sold, because what's currently happening at the market, we are seeing more properties come on with prices on them, so it tends to give us a better feel for what's happening in the market. So get in contact with one of the Telos Tribe agents, and we can sit down and have an open conversation about your goals and what you want to achieve long term.
That's great. Thanks for your time today, Caleb.